This is real estate coach Craig Proctor. Thank you for joining me today. We're going to be talking about how to get listings in this crazy hot real estate market that we've been in here now for really the last year and a half. I mean, who would have thunk that the pandemic would have caused the real estate market to get so crazy? So over the last year and a half, if you've had listings, then you've had a pretty good time with this, right? If you've been working with buyers, it's been a lot more difficult. So what I want to talk about today is how to get the thing that you really want, which is lots and lots of listings. Now, understand that most sellers have a house to want to buy right before they sell their home. So one of the things that we really need to understand, even though you want to work with sellers, is that the easiest way to get a seller to respond, to get a seller to raise their hand, is to get that seller to respond as a buyer. So we're going to talk today about how to get listings by getting the seller to respond as a buyer first. And it's a lot easier to get the seller to respond as a buyer because obviously that's what home sellers think of first, right? There's not too many home sellers that would agree to stick a for sale sign on their front lawn if they have no idea where they're going to go. And that's one of the problems that you have right now, right? One of the problems you have is they're not going to stick a for sale sign on their front lawn until you can find them another property, but you can't find them another property because there's such a massive shortage of inventory. So we're going to talk today about how to fix this. I mean, even if you brought the seller 10% more than what their home is worth, most sellers would not agree to list their home for sale until they know where they're going to go. So we're going to talk about how to find inventory. You know, people say, well, you know, there's nothing for sale. Well, that's true, but there's still a lot of properties that are going to come on the market or sellers that would actually list their home if you could find them a property. Before we get into what I recommend that you do, let's look at what many realtors have been doing, not only during the pandemic, but before the pandemic. Let's have a look at a lot of these old school techniques that I think you'll agree are just not very effective. You know, we're told to knock on doors and cold call and prospect to find sellers, and that's very difficult, right? And it's certainly not scalable. So when you get tired of grunt manual prospecting, and when you get tired of pestering and bothering your friends and relatives trying to look for referrals, then you probably turn to marketing, right? You realize, well, marketing's the better way because I don't have to spend an enormous amount of time contacting them. But what you're doing for a lot of you isn't really marketing. Like you're buying leads, but that's not the same as running your own marketing. So if you're buying leads from Zillow or Realtor or wherever, in a way, you're kind of abdicating the marketing. I want you to be the marketing director. And these leads that you're buying, they cost a lot of money, and they're not even, we could argue that they're not even real leads, right? It's almost like it's just scraped information. Because when you call them back, number one, they don't answer the phone, right? Because you're an unexpected, or better yet, you're an unwanted phone call, right? So people aren't answering their phone. You're calling these Zillow leads, these Realtor leads, wherever you're buying your leads, you're calling them back, and they're saying things to you like, well, hey, I'm not moving. I don't know what you're talking about. I was just curious. So that's the problem with the old school approach of cold calling, prospecting, begging for referrals, and abdicating your marketing by just buying leads from Zillow and Realtor. So to be super successful, like the real estate agents that I work with, as many of you know, I've coached over 30,000 agents from all over North America. And what I teach them to do is to understand marketing so that they can be their own marketing director. And when you understand marketing, you can dramatically bring down the cost per lead. And I promise you can generate a lot better leads, like real leads that are people that are coming to you. How many of you would agree, give me a thumbs up, if you agree with this statement, that if we can get buyers and sellers to chase you, if we can get buyers and sellers come to you, let me know in the comments whether you think that would be a better lead. Okay, if you could get 100% of your buyers and sellers chasing you, if they were calling you, instead of you trying to call them and they don't answer the phone and you're, an unwanted call, they're not expecting a call, would that be better? So this is what I want to talk about today. I want you to explain exactly how this can work and what your business can and should look like, right? You deserve to have a successful real estate business. So we've talked about all the old stuff, and I want to talk about even the offers that you're making to buyers and sellers. Think about the offer, what you're saying, either with the words that come out of your mouth or what you're saying in your marketing messages. Like, for example, I hear real estate agents say, well, I don't use direct mail anymore because direct mail doesn't work. Well, I have thousands of Craig Proctor students that are making a lot of money with direct mail. They're doing a lot of online, which we'll talk about here in a minute, but they're doing offline as well, including direct mail. Remember, the job of the postcard is just to get delivered, right? It's up to you to have an effective message, a powerful offer. So let's look at the offers, the weak or wimpy offers that most realtors make. To a buyer, they might say, well, I can get you information on homes that are for sale. And the buyer says, well, I can get my own information on properties. I don't need you to get me information on properties. That's why we need to start talking about homes that the buyers can't get access to on their own, including off-market properties. So my language to a buyer would be, would you like me to email you daily updates of all the homes that match your criteria, including off-market properties, including distress sales, okay, including homes that have recently been reduced. Now, where do we find these off-market properties? Well, first of all, you've got a database, right? You've got a database of buyers and sellers. Some of these homes are going to come on the market, and the best way to sell them is if you can sell them to your own buyers. The other agents in your office also have listings that are not on the market yet, but they will be coming on the market. So you could give your buyers a heads up, sort of priority access to hot new listings that come on the market. Let me give you a couple of other ideas on how you could assemble the thing that buyers want more than anything else. And if you're liking this, don't be shy. Give me a thumbs up. Smash the blue thumbs up button if this is making sense to you. What other homes could be part of your proprietary list of off-market properties? Okay, how about divorce sales, right? You could have a relationship with divorce attorneys in your area. These homes have to be sold, right? A lot of couples are divorcing because of money, like they couldn't even afford the house when they were happily married. This home is going to come on the market, so you could get a heads up on divorce sales. Estate sales, right? People get married, people die. You could have a relationship with a probate attorney, and you could assemble a list of homes that are going to come on the market, their estate sales. How about FSBOs? For example, here's a postcard that I don't know if you guys can see. It's a postcard that some of my members are using very successfully. Actually, this one's to expireds. I have another one that is for sale by owners. And the headline, I believe, says, how to sell your home without an agent and save the commission. Now, you'll get a lot of, especially in a hot market like this, a lot of sellers that think, hey, wouldn't that be great? It's not, they didn't think agents did a lot of work before to sell the home. Now it's selling in a couple hours, a couple days. So this is a fantasy that a lot of sellers have. Is, hey, maybe I could sell the home myself. These are really good leads, because here's what I found is when I talk to them and I tell them about all the things that they should be doing to market their property, many of them shy away from it, right? They're like, well, how much would you charge me, Craig, to take care of it? So how many of you would agree with that? that a lot of home sellers, if they receive my postcard on how to sell your home yourself and save the commission, that's a pretty appealing fantasy, right? It works to get them to raise their hand. And then I have a conversation with them. I say, well, these are all the things that I would do if I was marketing your property. And a lot of them would say, well, how much would you charge just to handle this for me? Because they really don't want to do the work. If I can prove to them, I can net them in their pocket what they want, which in this market is pretty easy to do. So we're talking about what is the ultimate offer that we can make buyers today that the other agents aren't making. It's not, we can't just be saying to buyers, oh, I'm going to get you homes that are on MLS that you can find on your own. We can't say to the buyers, I'll be a great negotiator. Look, a lot of the buyers, because they know who has the property listed, they're thinking they don't even need you to negotiate the deal. They'll go directly to the listing agent and they can save 2 or 3% right there. And then what did they teach us in real estate school? Talk about representation. No, what I found today, I don't know if you guys agree with this, the buyers want to do most of the work themselves, right? They can find their own properties. They think they're pretty good negotiators. They can go directly to the listing agent. They really don't want our representation. I'm not saying that it's not important. I'm just sharing with you what the buyers think. Let me know in the comments if you agree with what I'm saying here today. So, off-market properties. How are you going to assemble your list? I mean, imagine being able to say that to buyers. And remember, the buyers have houses to sell. The seller, as I said earlier, they're not going to list their home until you find them a property. And if you're like doing this the traditional way, you're working with your buyers like all the other agents, and when a new property comes on the market, you email it to the buyer. As you know, the problem is by the time your buyer even knows about the new listing, that might be perfect for them, but the time the buyer even knows about the new listing, it's already sold. Or you're competing with gazillions of other offers, and even if you go in way over asking price, you're still losing. Let me know if that's been happening to you, right? Super frustrating for you, but also very frustrating for the buyer. So let's get back to this ultimate offer that we can make to buyers. So we get the buyer to raise their hand, the buyer comes to us, and we find them a property so they'll list their house with us, okay? Off-market properties. Mr. and Mrs. Buyer, my list includes bank foreclosures, company-owned properties, distress sales, and a proprietary list of off-market properties as they come on the market. In fact, you could call for sale by owners in your marketplace today. If you're in the U.S., you can just get the phone number of the FSBO right off of Zillow and show the FSBO, like, you're marketing your home on Zillow, but you're not getting the leads. The people that are interested in your for sale by owner home on Zillow, these leads are going to real estate agents. But you would say to the for sale by owner, would it be okay if I added your property address to my exclusive list of off-market properties? Just tell them the truth. Say, I'm having a hard time finding homes for my buyers. I have a lot of buyers I work with. So I'm assembling a list of off-market properties. It's free of charge, no obligation. Would you be interested in being part of my list? And if they say yes, the next question would be, and if I was to bring you a buyer, would you cooperate? And if they say yes, then the next thing you would say is, well, when can I come over and have a look at your home? So when one of my buyers expresses interest, I've got all the information. Boom, now you're in the door. Okay, so let me repeat again. If you have a pen, maybe you want to write some of these ideas down. What I'm talking about is how to get listings. You get the listings. This is a writer-downer. The way you get the sellers to raise their hand is not as a seller. It's not by running an ad saying, hey, if you want to sell your house, call Craig. He's number one. He's amazing. The way to get the listings is to get the seller to respond as a buyer. And the way to set yourself apart from all the other agents isn't just saying, oh, I'll send you homes that you can get on your own. You've got to have something that's different and better than the other agents. Exclusive list of homes, okay? Off-market properties. So we're going to build I'm going to show you how to build your off-market list by assembling a list from your own database. Maybe some of the other agents in your office as well would cooperate with you. You could approach for sale by owners, or you could use like my for sale by owner postcard. I've got another one here for homes that have expired off the market. Let's talk about homes that have expired off the market. First of all, are there any? Maybe there's a few. Like the market is slowing down a little bit. How many of you would agree? Let me know in the comments if in your marketplace the market's slowing down a little bit right now. Okay, so we are going to get some homes that expire off the market. And I'll tell you, when you talk to the home sellers that have expired off the market, one of the number one reasons that their house expired off the market wasn't because the house couldn't sell. Like everything's selling in this market. The reason they took their house off the market is because the home they wanted to buy, something happened to that deal. It sold, so that person took their home off the market. And so the reason the home seller that expired off the market took their house off is because they had nowhere to go. What if you could find them a home, right? Call them and tell them about your list of off-market properties and find them a property, and you're going to get their listing as well. So we've got your own database. We've got direct mail that you can send out to FSBOs and expireds. We've got divorce sales. I'll show you how to approach divorce attorneys. Estate sales, right? How to get to a probate lawyer, how to assemble a list and work out a relationship with them. Company transfers. You could contact, a lot of companies are downsizing and they're transferring people all over the country. So you get the point here. I want to teach you how to be super creative. Not do the same thing as everybody else is doing. You've got to have a better offer. You see, when I hear realtors say, well, direct mail doesn't work and Facebook doesn't work and Google doesn't work, no, that's the media. What you've got to improve is your message, your offer, including the words that come out of your mouth. This is called marketing. As many of you know, I sold over 500 homes a year, every single year, for about 15 years in a row. In my third year of having my real estate license, I was named the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world. Now, how could that be? I only had my real estate license for 36 months. How could I be the #1 RE/MAX agent in the entire planet? What is there, 100,000 RE/MAX agents? It wasn't because I was like the most skilled real estate agent, right? Most of you are like just as capable as me, right? It's because I learned how to become a better marketer. The truth is, there's a lot of excellent real estate agents out there. I mean, they're really skilled. They're great negotiators. They've got a great personality. They work hard. They know all the rules. They're ethical. But if you don't have a steady stream of buyers and sellers coming to you, not you calling them, the buyers and sellers chasing you, if you don't have that happening, you're going to struggle. And that's what's going on. There's a lot of great real estate agents that are struggling because they don't have their marketing act together. Maybe the opposite's true. Maybe in your marketplace, how many of you, let me know in the comments, how many of you are kind of bamboozled by the fact that there are agents in your marketplace that aren't as good as you, they're not as skilled as you, however, they're doing better than you, right? They're not even very like good realtors, but the difference is they've got great marketing. Okay, remember, marketing is not about what's real. Marketing is a battle of perceptions. Let me show you how to do what I did within 36 months from a brand new real estate agent to the #1 RE/MAX agent for commissions earned in the entire year. And here's the thing, I kept doing it. I kept being the #1 RE/MAX agent year after year after year, and I've taught thousands and thousands of agents to make millions of dollars. In fact, I've created more millionaire agents than any other real estate coach or guru. Are you interested in this? Let me know. Smash the thumbs up. Maybe give me a little heart if this interests you. What is your heart's desire? What is it that you really want? Can I help you use your real estate business as a tool to help you get more life, right? If you're sacrificing way too many hours for not enough, if you're a good, hard-working real estate agent, you just need some help with your marketing. Now, if you wish, you can book a time with me and my team, okay? We call it a breakthrough call. And what I would do is ask you a bunch of questions about where you are in your business right now and where it is you'd want to go. And free of charge, no obligation, I would just give you my advice on, I'd listen to what you're doing now, and I'd talk to you about what I would change, if anything, right? Maybe, we'll talk and I'll think, hey, everything's great, but I would give you some advice. Now, if you want to continue on based on our conversation and you'd like to work with me, that would be great. If not, that's fine too. I have lots of real estate agents coming to me because you can see this stuff really, really works. So our topic today is how to get listings in this super crazy real estate market that we've been experiencing. The Craig Proctor members, they're doing it. They're doing it every day. Some of my clients are making over $1 million in GCI every month. Yeah, not in a year, in a month. And I've got hundreds and hundreds of my students that are making between $3 and $5 million in GCI all the way through the pandemic. I would like to introduce you to them. I'd like you to have conversations. Now, maybe you're thinking, well, I've got my goal isn't to make $1 million a month. That's fine too. Maybe your goal is to go from 20 transactions to 50 transactions, but to have a better life in real estate. So you're not, stressed out about where your next deal is going to come from. You don't have to chase buyers and sellers. Here's what I want for you. I want to teach you an inexpensive automatic lead generation system, something that you control. You can turn up the volume, you can turn down the volume. I would like you to be able to turn up the volume on your lead generation so you have slightly more buyers and sellers than you can possibly work with. And I'll tell you why this is important. All of us have had, the experience of working with bad buyers and sellers, right? Prospects that fight us, they argue with us, they lie to us. I mean, they're not fun to work with. So if you want to make a lot of money in real estate, let me show you how to get better buyers and sellers. That's what happened to me. It wasn't like I got busy, I got brilliant overnight or I got better overnight. No. I learned how to get better buyers and sellers. How would you like to be able to say no to some buyers and sellers? Imagine if this was true. What I said a minute ago is my wish for you is I want to teach you how to generate slightly more buyers and sellers than you could possibly work with. Imagine waking up every day, if that was true, and you say to yourself, gee, I can't even work with all the buyers and sellers I have. If that was true, here's what you'd do. You'd pick and choose, right? You would have the luxury of choice. You would say, well, since I can't work with them all, I'm going to choose to work with the most sincere, the most motivated, the most qualified, the most ready to act buyers and sellers. And folks, once you get to that point, your real estate business will take off because now you're working with the best of the best. It's going to make you look better. Like everyone's like, wow, Craig's the #1 RE/MAX agent in the world. But mostly it's because I figured out how to get the best buyers and sellers in my area chasing me, coming to me. If this is making sense, give me a thumbs up. Hit the little heart button if you like this. I provide free training like this to help realtors. This industry's been very good to me. I've been doing this for 25 years. Again, I've coached over 30,000 agents on how to make more money and have a better life. I almost feel like this is my duty to give back to the industry that's been so good. So if you like my content, remember to like this page and turn on the notifications. That means anytime I go live, you'll get my content, right? And if you are really impressed by this and you know of other realtors that would benefit from my information, you can just share this video with other realtors in your office, other realtors you know that are also struggling with lead generation and they would like to do better. They'd like to make more money and work less. Now, also, let me know what marketplace you're in. Type in what major area that you're in your city because I have an invitation for you. Okay, I'm going to give you an invitation, but I need to know what country, what part of the country you're in. So let me know, like not a little town, but the major metropolitan area that you're in. Type that into the comments right now. Okay, and one of the things I'd like to invite you to, as I mentioned, is to have a free breakthrough call with me. I'll put a link below, but the clickable link is proctorcall.com. So my name, Proctor, call.com. When you go there, you'll go to my calendar. You'll be able to pick a day and time that works for you. And we can book a free, no obligation phone call. Okay, we'll just talk about, it's actually going to be a Zoom meeting, so I can show you a few things, but we'll talk about where you are, where you want to go, and I'll give you my advice, free of charge. The other thing I'd like to do is invite you to my private Facebook group. I've got a private Facebook group. The name's called Rich Agent Secrets. Pretty good name, right? Because that's what we all want to know, is what's the secret to becoming wealthy and successful in real estate. So we have over 3,000 members. It's Rich Agent Secrets. Just if you want an invitation to my private Facebook group, just type into the comments, invitation. Okay, just type in invitation, and then I'll know you'd like to get an invite to my private Facebook group. So the market could change here a little bit. There may be a bit more inventory coming on the market. As we know, in the U.S., the foreclosure moratorium, that can just keeps getting kicked down the road. Now it's been extended to the end of July. But think about this. There are millions of homeowners that haven't paid a penny on their mortgage for a year and a half. They've been living in their house for free. So obviously they're not going to move out, because you're never going to get a better deal than that, right? And these homes will not be foreclosed on. It's not like back in, 08, 09 during the financial crisis where people walked away from their homes. They walked away from their homes because they had no equity, right? This time, they haven't been paying their mortgage because of the foreclosure moratorium. They haven't been paying their mortgage. Their home is appreciated by hundreds of thousands of dollars. So they're not walking away from their house. But because when they remove their foreclosure moratorium, when it expires, these homes will come on the market. So I'm going to be sticking with you here to show you, as the market changes, what are the very best strategies. Remember, I've been doing this for 25 years. Up markets, down markets. You see a lot. A lot of recessions, now a pandemic. So tap into my experience. Make sure you like this page. Leave me a comment here today. What you liked, what you didn't like. I'm happy to help you out in any way I can. So thank you so much for watching this. Again, like this page, share it with anyone you know. We'll see you next time. This is Real Estate Coach Craig Proctor. Thank you so much for watching this. Have a great day.